Hi, welcome to Snow Better Lifestyle. If you are new here, my name is Donna. I turned 61 in March. I raised 6 kids, ages 28 to 40 years old. I worked full-time for a tech company remotely, and I started, my hair is getting in my way. I started on a health journey in November of 2023. I started at, when I weighed in October of 2020, or November of 2023, I was 311 pounds. I am now 226.8. My A1C was 10, and my A1C is now 5.4 as of my last blood work. So that's awesome. Got on the scale this morning, 226.8. So I'm still 85 pounds down. And I was taking a look at, because I worry, don't worry. I get a little concerned if I lose too fast or if I don't lose enough. I mean, I'm never happy. So anyway, I double checked to see between May 15th and June 14th, I went from 233.8 to 226.8. I'm sorry, 233.4 to 226.8, and that's around 7 pounds in 1 month. So that's definitely more than a pound a week. And then from March to June, it was, I went from 241.2 in March to 226.8 in June. So I'm down a total since March of 15 pounds. And I did a quick measurement to see how I'm doing in terms of my hip, belly, butt area. And I am down to 54 inches around. And when I started, I was 62 inches around. So I've definitely taken off 8 inches around my belly, butt, hip since I started. So this is over a year and something. So that's, to me, really, really phenomenal. I have been on 5 milligrams since February of 2024, the entire time. I did my blood work in the last week and a half. I talked to my doctor on Tuesday. My blood work came back 5.4. Everything looked good except for my cholesterol. So I talked to my doctor on Tuesday, and we are going to stay on 5 milligrams because it's working. So we're going to keep that up. And I also asked her to refer me to a nutritionist or dietitian. And so she did that. And one of the reasons that I wanted to be referred is that although the weight loss is phenomenal, I'm excited about it, I'm typical, I do care about whether I'm losing the weight. My primary focus for this whole thing was to get healthier and to take control of some of the things that were kind of going out of whack. I have a family history of heart issues. My dad passed away 20 years ago. He had a major heart attack. He had a lot of inflammation issues. He had so many issues, unfortunately. So I lost him 20 years ago. So my main focus has been on whether I'm making the right choices for me going forward. So getting back to the nutritionist, I am at some point going to get to maintenance. It's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be next month. It'll probably be sometime at the beginning of next year. I'll be down to the 175 pounds that I'm shooting for. But bottom line is, I am diabetic. I have high blood pressure. I'm hypertensive. I have a lot of issues that still need to be maintained, and I'll still need to take something like this. So I want to be able to take something like this and not lose too much weight, if that makes sense. Once I get down to 175, maybe within, 165, 175, I want to be able to continue to manage my blood pressure and my blood pressure and my glucose and, all the things that are just going to be with me for the rest of my life. And so for the last year or so, I have been going and getting my blood work, and my A1C has been going down with each time I went in. The last time I had been from this previous, the one that I just did had been like 6 months. So it had been a long time since I'd gone back to see my doctor, to talk to her. So I decided to get a CGM. And I've had CGMs in the past and they fell off of me. So I stopped doing them, stopped tracking. I want to be able to get a feel for what the foods I'm eating are doing to my glucose. I did notice the day that I went in and got my blood work, I had fasted, and I was still a little high. It was 109. I forget what the number is, but it was 109, which is over what you should be on a fasted glucose. So I talked to her about getting back on a CGM. So she got me the Freestyle Libre 3, and I will attach that, and I will probably add just a little snippet for those of you who are on Mounjaro, of course, for diabetes, that are tracking and trying to get a feel for what foods are okay, because this will tell me like right away. It attaches to an app on your phone. So I will be starting to implement that, because I want to get to the point when I get down to the right weight or size that I feel comfortable at, that I am also able to continue to control my daily glucose, my A1C, things like that. And the only way to know that, for me, everybody's different, is to have a CGM on when I'm eating things, and then it'll tell me, if my everybody's different. So my blood sugar will spike based on something different than somebody else's blood sugar. Some people can eat potatoes, no problem, and other people can't eat. Some people can eat grapes, no problem. It doesn't spike the sugar. Most of the time it does, but it doesn't spike their sugar. So I want to get a good feel for what things are okay for me in terms of spiking my sugar, so I don't have to use as much medication to control the diabetes. I will always have to take something. But like I said, so she prescribed this for me, and she referred me to a nutritionist. I haven't made that appointment yet. I'm going to do that so that I get a good feel for, I've mentioned before, there's been a huge change in the way I eat overall, in general. I don't eat as much. I don't have as much sweet stuff in the house. I know there are times when I'm not quite making the right choices. I want to get to the point where this is sustainable. I want to get to the point where I know it's okay for me to eat this, that, or the other thing, and it's not going to cause issues for me. I want to be able to go to, like I went to my mom's birthday party at her nursing home a month and a half ago, and I had cake. I have no idea what that cake, I would have still had the cake. You know what I mean? I still want to be able to live my life and enjoy meals with my family, but I want to have a really good overall sense of what's going on with my body so that I don't do more damage to it than I've already done. I'm 61. I was morbidly obese for probably 2 decades. I wasn't always obese. I was a little overweight. I was chubby as a little girl. I actually didn't start having any issues with weight until I hit puberty and, 12, 13 years old. And even then, I think it was just part of becoming a woman, So I didn't really have weight issues until I got into high school. And then I started having issues. And then I lost 50 pounds junior year of high school and went my senior year relatively normal sized. And then I had my kids, and then I put on weight and put on weight and put on weight. And then my nest emptied, and I continued to do so. And I kept trying. We all know that. We've done that. I kept trying to lose the weight. But one of the things that's really important for me specifically is the health aspect, though I do appreciate the weight loss. part of our health journey is also mental health and how we feel about ourselves and how, as a result, we take care of ourselves. So like I said, I'm really happy with, it was a virtual meeting with my doctor. And one of the things I brought up that was kind of fun, this is going to kind of be a little bit all over the place today. I don't have anything specific I'm going over, but so I asked for the nutritionist. She referred me to a nutritionist. I will try to talk to that nutritionist in the next week or so, and I'll let you know what she tells me. You know, you need to be eating this and don't eat that. You're eating too little protein, too much protein. But I did have a kind of funny moment because I mentioned to her my water. And I've mentioned to you guys that I'm drinking 3 of these a day in general. There are days when I only drink 2, right? So that's 120 ounces. There's sometimes when I'll refill. I also drink Propels. I also drink coffee. I also drink my swoon teas that I like. So I am always hydrating in some way, shape, or form. Awesome. But she had just a moment that went, I said, I'm drinking, 120 ounces of water. And she just kind of went, that might be a little bit too much. And I went, oh, really? Okay. So I am going to, like I said, talk to the nutritionist and find out. I am in the habit now, like I said, I fill this up with water, nothing else in it. In the morning, drink it. Now, it's filled with ice as well, so maybe it's not fully 40 ounces, but I do fill this up 3 times a day. So I may have to pull back on how much water that I'm drinking, so I thought that was interesting. And the other thing, non-scale victory for me this week. Oh, yeah. So non-scale victory. I'm going to put in here just a little video from this past Tuesday. I'm wearing the same top. I've since washed it, I promise. But Tuesday, I did a little video about a non-scale victory for me. And this non-scale victory is that I moved my treadmill from my bedroom. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that my treadmill was sitting in my bedroom with laundry baskets on it and clothes, because I've been going through clothes that are too big for me. And I seem like I'm always doing that. I haven't had the courage to take the things that I said I don't fit me anymore and take them out to the garage to be gotten rid of. I just haven't made that far. So that's one of my goals over the next week. Those bags, baskets, whatever, clothes that are definitely too big for me, I'm going to take out into the garage, and then maybe the next time my daughter visits, we'll go pop it in the back of her car, because I don't drive, so I can't put it in a car and drive it anywhere. So I will see if she wants to help me take that to the thing. So I took my treadmill and moved it out of my bedroom, and it is now in the main room, and you will see that in video that I add right here. Hi. So it's Tuesday, and I just decided I wanted to share this with you. I have a victory. Is it a non-scale victory? I guess it's a non-scale victory. So this is my treadmill that I bought probably, it's been 9 months to a year, and it was sitting in my room. It had baskets of clothes on it and stuff hanging off the end, and I was not using it. And so I decided that I would move it to, I have an open plan, so when you walk in, you've got a living room, kitchen, dining area, all together. All in one area, kind of. And I wanted to move it out to the main living area so that I would not forget, because I tend to get up in the morning and walk out of my bedroom and then not walk back into my bedroom until the end of the day, because that's basically my sanctuary. And so I decided to move the treadmill out here, because one of the things that I want to do is do 10 minutes of walking 3 times a day. When I first got the treadmill, I put it in my room. I think I got on it once or twice. I was struggling with being able to get on it. So or being able to get it to work properly. I had no idea. You can tell I've not been to a gym. My exercise used to be chasing after 6 kids. I mean, that was my exercise. And then after they grew up, I sat in a chair working. I work in tech, so I'm always staring at some screen or something. So I wanted to bring it out here so I saw it and I would use it. And when it was in my room, like I said, it was the way it arrived. It was flat. It was no incline. So I could not get it. I could not get the right movement, gait, whatever. It felt really awkward and weird. So I dragged it out here. It's sitting out here for now. It does not match my red wall, so it's not going to stay here forever. It's going to stay here for now, just so I see it every time I walk by. But I figured out that I needed to put it on an incline. If you use the Treadmill, like the Super Run brand or whatever, without putting it on an incline, then it's like walking downhill. It's really awkward. So one of the things I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show you that I have conquered that particular issue. So I'm going to put this on here, and then I'm going to start it. And I have it on, I think it might be a 6% incline. So, yeah. All right, so you can go now. Okay, give it a second. And ooh, it's noisy. Okay, so I have to hold on. I'm not comfortable enough to not hold on. So now I need to increase the speed some. I usually just go up a little bit. Okay. And this past weekend, I nearly killed myself because I tied the app that goes to this treadmill to the treadmill, and it had a racing thing on it, and I got on, and the treadmill was going too fast. So I need to work on this, but one of the things I'm planning on doing is trying to do at about this speed, which I'm not sure what the speed is. Where does it say the speed? I don't know, but it just feels so much better now that I put it on an incline, and I'm actually able to get a little bit of heart rate going. So my non-scale victory this week was moving the treadmill, putting on an incline, and actually starting to use it, to actually walk on it, which to me is a huge deal. So I'm going to keep going for a little bit. I'm trying to do, my goal is 10 minutes 3 times a week. 3 times a day for 30 minutes. And yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So I'm going to add this into the weekly update just to kind of show you what I'm doing. Also, this is a new blouse. I love this blouse. So I'll talk about this later. But I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing it. So I don't know why I'm afraid to let go of the handles. And I may need to go faster. But here we are. Ta-da-da! Walking on a treadmill, walking on the treadmill. All right. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. And I did get on it, let's see, 3 times a day, like Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. And then for only like 5 minutes, because I have it at a 6% incline. And it looks like the one that I have, the treadmill I have, is only 1% or 6% incline. So I didn't want to do 1%. So I'm going to have to figure the incline out, but that means that if I get on for a 6% incline walking, it's much tougher. I get through it. It doesn't feel as awkward. So I got on my treadmill this week. That's my non-scale victory. And I did one dance video. I still haven't picked up my weights. So we'll do that this week. I will add that because I was doing really well and I was following Yes to Next and I was doing that every other day because you're not supposed to do it every day. And then I just totally fell out in terms of doing that. So I'm trying to pick that back up. Movement is my biggest challenge. Although when I went to get my blood work, like I said, I did like 4,400 steps and I was not hurting. It's not a matter of not being able to move. It's a matter of I'm so used to not doing it. So I'm working on it. That is a victory for me. So now I'm going to keep doing about 5 minutes a day. I can't do 10 yet, but I'm doing something because when I get to around 5 minutes, yeah. And I'm also noticing I've got a little pain in my left side, my left hip. So I'll talk to the doctor about that. It's not really bad. It's not enough to stop me, but I don't want to damage myself to the point where I can't work out. So that's my big non-scale for this week. I think that was the big, okay, so you just saw the video. And then I also wanted to, I've mentioned this particular creator a couple times, but Simply Taisha had a video, and I will put it in the description and in the comment, the top comment, that you need to eat more. And it kind of hit me because along with the medical stuff, doing this, doing my, tracking my blood sugar, making sure my blood pressure is good, I'm also concerned about the amount of calories I'm eating and the nutrients, because I have myself set, I'm a big one for tracking, but I have myself set at 1390 a day. And I mentioned this to the doctor, and I said, I've been in a calorie deficit for over a year. And she was like, well, I think the nutritionist will let you know, but I think you need to cycle. I think being in a calorie deficit all the time, I am in a 500 calorie deficit every single day. And every once in a while, like the last week or two, I think I mentioned, the last week or so, I have been right up to the very edge and going over like 100 or so calories. And which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I know we all want to try and make things as normal as possible, but I want to make sure that I'm not under eating, because when I get to 175 and I've got everything under control, I've got my blood sugar under control, blood pressure under control. Also my BPM, my beats per minute, went from like I was getting between 45 and 55 beats per minute when I was sitting. I now get 80 to 90. So that was a huge, I guess that goes along with the blood pressure. So that was a big improvement in health, in that you don't want to be 45, 55, 60 when you're sitting. You want to be 80 at least. And don't take that, I'm not a doctor, I have no idea. Check with your doctor to see whether or not for you specifically, but I know that I was paying attention to the fact that before I got started with this, just how low my beats per minute were. So that improved a lot of things. But yeah, she wants, I'm going to talk to the nutritionist and find out whether or not I need to, what do you call it? Oh, cycle. Because right now I am like 500 calories under what I need to be, and that's been fine for me. But when you are in a calorie deficit, you're more hungry. Doesn't matter how well your thing is working. If you are not getting enough calories for the day, or not getting enough fuel for the day, then yeah. So one of the reasons I brought up Simply Taisha was she did a video recently talking about you need to eat more. And I'm not going to repeat everything she said, but it hit me because we do, food has become such an important part of our life that changing our, attitude towards it, what we do, you know, how it's a part of our life. It used to fill my brain all the time. What am I going to eat next? If I took my kids out somewhere, I spent more money on getting treats and snacks and food and stuff on my kids. We spent a lot of money doing that because I was so food focused. You know, we would go out to eat, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it needs to be not necessarily a reward. You know, you go eat in order to fuel your body, and you can enjoy it if you want to enjoy it. But like I said, I don't want food to be the driver, and it's become less and less of a driver. But the problem with that is because we don't have that driver, we can go a long time without eating or without eating enough. So Simply Taisha was just talking about, she said, food is fuel, it's not a reward. It's become less and less of a reward for me. And low hunger doesn't mean low need. So that's the opposite problem, in that because this manages the appetite suppressant and our food noise, sometimes we just don't eat as much as we need to fuel our bodies. So my goal, keeping track of my blood sugar with my CGM, and you know, not trying to make sure I get all the nutrients and macros that I need. I've been more focused on fiber lately. I definitely am focused on protein. You don't need to wipe, you know, you don't have to not eat carbs. Carbs, you can have carbs. Don't wipe out the carbs because you need some. So again, I'm going to go to the nutritionist. She will probably tell me I'm completely wrong. So let's wait and see what she says. I'm basing it just on the changes that I've made over the last year. So we will see. Go watch Simply Taisha's thing, her little video that she did. It was really interesting. I don't want to take what she was talking about. And I think that's all I had today. Oh, this blouse, I believe, is a Temu blouse. It's really cute. You'll see it. You probably saw it in the video I put up with the treadmill. So 85 pounds down still. A1C of 5.4. Working on this, the CGM, keep track of my blood glucose on a day-to-day instead of a blood work to blood work, because I was just tracking it blood work to blood work. And this will give me a better idea of what items are going to give me trouble if I don't have as much management of it after the fact. Or when I have to go down because I've been on 5 the entire time. And when I get to my goal weight, am I going to need to titrate down and not have as much of the management? Because I don't want to be in a position where I'm still losing. You know, I want to get to my goal weight and I want to stay around that area. So we'll see when we get there. It might be something, I might be worrying about something that's not going to be an issue yet. So I will let you guys know about the nutritionist. My Bloom chick hasn't come in, so hopefully that will be sometime this week, because I really wanted to try those things. I got this. I also got a pair of pants from Amazon that's really cute. I don't know if I can, I won't be able to show you here. Maybe I'll do a quick full thing so you can see the pants as well. And that's it. That's it. Did I manage to, I can't see very well. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm doing good. Okay, so everybody, have a great week this week. It was a good doctor's appointment, and I'm looking forward to meeting the nutritionist and getting a better feel for how I can maintain the health. Not that I'm going to get off of this, it's just that I need to have more control over it on the nutrition side, at least for my my security, for my safety. Yeah, so let's see how I'm doing on a day-to-day basis with my blood sugar versus the A1C that I get every single time. So that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will see you next week. Okay, bye.